It's time to emerge a better version of ourselves in 2024. When was the last time you truly connected with yourself? I recently was listening to a webinar by Dr. Shafali, and it made me start pondering this question. Here's the raw truth that she dropped. Neglect your inner self and you're going to end up spewing yucky vibes on everyone else. In this journey called life, the only one person uniquely equipped to take care of you is, you guessed it, you. Your partner, your husband, your children, they can't fill that role. It's a solo act of self-love. So the timing of this webinar was kind of like perfect because I had this moment recently with a close friend where, to be honest, I let out my inner dragon, breathing fire and spreading negativity. Left me feeling pretty awful about how I acted. And right after that mess, I quickly figured out I needed to make some changes and start looking out for myself more. Tell me, have you ever had an experience where you let your inner dragon out and let it take over the situation? How did you handle it? Leave me a comment below. In my recent life update video, I revealed there's a lot of ish going on in my life. All that ish has motivated me to go strong in 2024 and just crush it. Crush it as a mama, crush it as a friend, and crush it as a businesswoman. Today, we're going to chat about 5 things that can help us guide us on our path to becoming our best selves in 2024, from mind to body. Get ready to nurture yourself and bring some fireworks to the new year. All right. Tip number 1 has to do with mindfulness. The first step to set the tone of an awesome 2024 is mindfulness. If you're not in tune with your thoughts and your feelings, you might as well be just wandering around in the dark. Mindfulness is the key to unlock the door to all the other tips that I'm going to give you. It's about being aware, emotionally, physically, and spiritually connected to yourself. When I first heard about that mindfulness, I thought, ain't nobody got time to sit and think about nothing. Mindfulness isn't about reaching some super zen state with harps playing in the background. It's just about being aware, listening to your thoughts, recognizing them, and knowing how to either use them or kick them to the curb. Why does this matter? It helps us to catch ourselves before we unleash our inner dragons and lets us spot when we're dishing out some serious negative self-talk. When we're in sync with ourselves, we can communicate our needs clearly and set boundaries. I'm not telling you to start meditating on like a retreat in your living room. Mindfulness can be as simple as mindful walking, riding a bike, washing the dishes, or just taking a few quiet minutes. During that time, focus on the present moment, not what's on your to-do list or what happened last week. Listen to your breath, feel the sensations that you have in your body, and watch where your thoughts wander. Like clouds drifting by, just observe without judgment. And listen, if you're enjoying this conversation, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next video. Tip number 2 is about self-care. Finding time for ourselves as moms is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Even if it's just once or twice a week, take that sacred hour to step away without the kiddos. Dr. Shafali has said, self-care is how you take your power back. Whether it's chilling with a friend, diving into a good book, or taking a leisurely walk, make it about you and only you. As moms, we're natural givers, but that shouldn't mean sacrificing ourselves. Breaking away from the daily grind feeds the positive energy we need to be patient, loving, and conscious parents. I know the drill. Feeling worn out, upset, thinking of all the things that you can't do because you are constantly on mom duty. This year, it is all about abundance and not about sacrifice. You are more than capable of giving to yourself and to your family. It's not just essential, it is crucial. Right. Tip number 3 is all about movement. Let's talk about the magic of movement. As someone who spent over a decade as a personal trainer sculpting bodies in Amsterdam and Miami, I used to spend hours in the gym. That was my playground, but this is my playground now. My life changed when I became a mother and moved to Miami. Here's the real deal. Strength training is fabulous, but life gets busy, especially for busy moms. So we need to make it a point to get moving at least 3 to 4 days out of the week. I'm not talking about heading to the gym. No need for that because if it's not your vibe, it's not your vibe. There's so many other things to do. Why bother with this movement thing at all? It's not just about us fitting into our jeans. It's about our mental well-being. Movement just drives all of those good endorphins, those good feel good hormones. And who doesn't want a slice of happy pie? Regular exercise helps to actually reduce cortisol, stress hormone. So it's not just a workout, it's a stress buster. Movement doesn't mean squatting like crazy and bench pressing. You can just be in your home, dancing with your kids, running around in the park with them, bicycling, rollerblading. Let's shift the mindset because it's no longer about sweating to get the skinnier waistline. It's about a healthier, happier you. The next tip for bringing in the best you in 2024 is something that I am so eager to embrace again. And it's what I call mindful eating, or in simpler terms, making better food choices. Food has a huge influence on our hormones, mood, and energy levels. I'm not just sharing from personal experience. This was my gig for years. I'm a certified nutrition coach, and I have transformed many people's bodies through food. We all know way too well that heavy carbs and sugars are like a roller coaster of lows and highs. And who wants to be on that wild ride? Getting back to a healthier body for me means movement and returning to a good old blend of intermittent fasting and clean eating. Intermittent fasting is a bit of a trendy thing, but I have to say, for my stressed out mamas like me, we have to use that with caution. Like I say, like once or twice a week, and that's it. Stay tuned because I'm actually going to make a more detailed video about how I use intermittent fasting to sort of refresh myself and detox my body. Now, clean eating, it's been around a long time, and honestly, it's just about loading up on nutrient-rich food. Think proteins and healthier sources of carbs, mostly from like veggies and fruits. Sugars, breads, pastas, put those on a leash because those are the things that send our sugar levels on a roller coaster. They cause inflammation and they cause a little traffic jam in our digestive tract and cause all that bloating that we don't like. It's about making food starting to work for you, like nourishing your hormones and stabilizing your mood and energy levels. When we are aware of our cravings, emotions, and thoughts around food, we're better equipped to make decisions that align with our well-being. Every meal is going to be a celebration of self-awareness. Share your plan on how you plan on bringing your best self into 2024. Leave a comment below. Tip number 5 is all about establishing boundaries. Brene Brown wrote a fantastic book called The Gifts of Imperfection. And in that, imperfections become our guiding stars. Picture this. Knowing when to say no, understanding your limits. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being authentically you. In a past video, I explored finding your authentic self. Establishing boundaries is a vital checkpoint on that journey. Brene Brown once said, imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we're in this together. Embrace those imperfections and use them as stepping stones to setting boundaries that align with your well-being. Learning to say no is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your self-awareness, and it's about understanding your limits, recognizing when you need to be reaching out and creating a space for your own self to thrive. Why is this crucial to bring this into 2024? Well, listen, Supermamas, parenting is a little bit of a dance of boundaries. When you know your limits and communicate them effectively, you're not just nurturing your own well-being. You're creating a foundation for conscious and intentional parenting. Recognizing our imperfections isn't a solo journey. And it's about acknowledging that we actually can't do it all, and that's perfectly okay. In a recent video, I was open about my struggles with burnout, and one of my solutions is asking for help. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of strength. And it's about embracing our friends and family and community around us, a support network that actually becomes our safety net amongst all of our little imperfections. And let's also celebrate reaching out. It's about lightening a load. It's about building connections and fostering a community that uplifts and supports. Asking for help is not just a step. It is a leap into space where imperfections are not just accepted, but embraced. Saying no is a powerful act of self-love, a declaration that you honor your needs. Get ready to embrace your imperfections, set boundaries, and surround yourself in the strength of community. These are the top 5 things I'm going to focus on to get my ish together and bring the best out of myself. First, mindfulness, being aware of my thoughts. 2, self-care, taking care of myself and taking the time to do things just on my own. 3, movement, 3 to 4 times a week, making sure I'm doing some type of exercise to help reduce those stress hormones. 4, thinking about what I'm putting in my mouth, because there always needs to be a balance there. It helps to energize us and balance out those moods. And most importantly, establish boundaries, just saying no and making sure that we ask for help. In some upcoming videos, I will be diving into each of these topics so we can crush it as supermamas.